Yep, Dragon Ball is one of our guilty pleasures. But there are many concepts within the series that don't make much, if any, sense upon first watching it. So we'll take a look into things within the series that are nonsense, alongside some that may have explanations after all. Before we dive into this video, hit that subscribe button and make sure notifications are on so you never miss out on our awesome content. Let's kick this off with a question that has intrigued fans for quite a long time. Can the Saiyan race breathe in space? Within Dragon Ball Kai, alongside the early Dragon Ball Z episodes, we could see sequences of the Saiyans like Bardock, King Vegeta, and Prince Vegeta blowing up planets, fighting, and even talking in what seemed to be outer space. So either some Saiyans can breathe in space, they're in the outer reaches of the breathable atmosphere, or maybe the writers for the episodes didn't stick to the script.
One bag of fresh picked senzu beans should have you up and running in no time.
Next up are the senzu beans, which have been the lifesavers for the Z fighters several times. These medicinal wonder beans not only heal all wounds, well, except for heart viruses, but also allowed the heroes to get back up and fight again and again. The only problem was, there never seemed to be enough to go around. And to make matters worse, the bag always seemed full of beans, yet only carried about half a dozen. Master Korin, the former cat teacher of Goku, should really step up on his harvesting. Energy attacks are one of the most iconic things within the Dragon Ball franchise. As kids, many of us probably tried to do the pose of Goku's trademark ability, the Kamehameha. Strangely enough, one thing that might not make much sense to the casual viewer is, how do these guys fire such strong attacks yet only destroy a couple of mountains, hilltops, or barely graze the landscape? This is clearly something that doesn't make much sense, but there's actually an explanation for it. The characters simply know how to control their energy to avoid collateral damage. It wouldn't make much sense to fight off against an evildoer and go all out just to wipe out the very planet the heroes are trying to save, no? Transformations are a trademark not only within Dragon Ball, but also within Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Although the effects, soundtracks, and aesthetics of the forms might have looked quite awesome and bone-chilling, there was always one thought in the back of everyone's minds, which mostly emerged during the Frieza saga. Why the heck don't they attack him while he's in the middle of transforming? Out of all of the characters in the series, only two have been intelligent enough to attempt to stop the opponent's transformation from becoming complete: Android 17 and Future Trunks.
Get the time machine ready to go again!
During the Goku Black arc, time travel was a quite complicated system that made a mess of things. But one of the most nonsensical concepts was at the climax of the battle against Zamasu, in which the childish god Omni King Zeno decided to wipe out all of existence to eradicate the Twisted Kaioshin. However, once Trunks and the others got back to Earth safely, Trunks was unsure if his entire timeline was wiped out. Yet for some reason, him and Goku were able to travel back to Trunks' timeline to pick up future Zeno, even though his timeline was already wiped out. We need some explaining on this for sure. The Android saga was the pinnacle of the Super Saiyan bargain sale, and Gohan finally surpassing his father. Despite all the awesome fights and iconic moments, there was one underlying plot element that was never explained. How in the heck did Dr. Gero make himself as powerful, if not more powerful, than Frieza? Although Gero did keep track of Goku's fights on Earth, most notably his scuffles with the Saiyans, he didn't follow him all the way to Namek, and as a result didn't know of the Super Saiyan. To make matters worse, the previous androids and the Red Ribbon Army's mechanical threats within early Dragon Ball were nowhere near as powerful as even Raditz. Yet Gero could make androids beyond those levels? We probably will never get an explanation for this, but it's quite bizarre to say the least. Speaking of the Android and Cell sagas, why is it that the Z fighters barely used the hyperbolic time chamber prior to Cell's appearance? If the human fighters alongside Piccolo and Gohan would have trained in there prior to the Saiyans' arrival, then the Saiyan saga would have been quite different and the Namek saga would have never even happened. Even to this day, Vegeta is seemingly the only one who still uses it. The Dragon Ball world is strange enough as it is, but some things that are never explained are, why is the king of the world a dogman? Why are dinosaurs and dragons still around? And how are mummies, vampires, and devilmen just lurking around the earth? Toriyama seemed to completely forget about them after the original Dragon Ball, so we may never know how they came to be.
This is a Super Saiyan!
A Vegeta fan's ultimate dream during the Buu saga was for the Prince of Saiyans to finally obtain the long-haired, heavy stamina-draining, yet awesome-looking Super Saiyan 3 state. It was implied that both Goku and Vegeta had obtained the ascended state of the Super Saiyan transformation through hard training after the Cell Saga. But even after the Buu Saga, Vegeta never achieved this form. Although Super Saiyan Blue is clearly the superior transformation, it would have been cool to see Vegeta with that ridiculous hairdo. The Super Saiyan transformation was very iconic when it first came out, but suddenly Goten and Trunks were able to obtain the formerly legendary form with ease. It certainly doesn't make sense at first glance, but actually it's because due to being half-breeds, these toddlers had high potential and a high S-cell count, which has to do a lot with something else that might not make much sense. The Universe 6 Saiyans were quite strong, but to many fans it didn't make much sense on why they were powerful enough to rival the power of Vegeta and Goku. Because of the aforementioned S-cells, in addition to the Universe 6 Saiyans having evolved differently, they can achieve the Super Saiyan transformations far easier than their Universe 7 counterparts. Another head-scratcher during Dragon Ball Super was how did Frieza get so strong to the point where even a Super Saiyan Blue Goku had trouble against him? Albeit the writing for this power gain was not greatly justified, it was revealed that Frieza's race, commonly referred to as Frost Demons, have high potential. But Frieza was also a mutant, which allowed him to become even stronger in a short period of time. Prior to the Battle of Gods between Goku and Beerus, the heroes summoned Shenron in order to ask a question regarding the origin of the Super Saiyan God. Strangely enough, even though Dende successfully upgraded Shenron's wish capabilities to be 3, Shenron immediately left after granting one wish. Did they forget or what? If anything, they could have wished for an infinite amount of pudding cups for Beerus. The Goku Black arc brought in several cool-looking transformations like Super Saiyan Rose. But what in the heck was Trunks' Super Saiyan Rage form supposed to be? It didn't make sense how Trunks obtained blue aura and power so great that it allowed him to fight on par with Goku Black. Its official name wasn't even revealed in the series too. Speaking of Trunks, one thing that not only made little sense but was never explained was how Trunks was able to sense the Ki of Deities despite never undergoing special training like Goku and Vegeta did. It took them years to get a hold of and controlling God Ki.
And I'm training because I don't want this clown to leave me in the dust.
God Ki was the main reason Goku and Vegeta obtained great power and the vastly potent God forms. But it made little sense how Vegeta was able to obtain the Super Saiyan Blue form without performing the God ritual. Although it was implied Vegeta reached the God forms through special training, Shenron made it seem as a direct result of a ritual instead. Goku and Vegeta trained in the hyperbolic time chamber for a few years alongside several other characters. Regarding the senzu bean shortage, why wasn't the growing process shortened exponentially by farming them there? Perhaps it's the harsh environment of the hyperbolic time chamber. Or once again, another missed opportunity from the series. One of the biggest questions. Why is it that the heroes would seemingly always gather the Dragon Balls after they had to use them instead of before? Think about it, they could greatly speed up the process and could have an emergency wished away in a snap. Finally, how in the heck has Goku not died from a heart attack, diabetes, or other diseases as a result of him gorging his mouth full of food every chance he gets? Even as a kid, he would eat dozens of bowls. Maybe it's because of his training and high metabolism, but regardless, it does raise an eyebrow. So there you have it. Are there any other things that irk you about Dragon Ball that also makes little to no sense? Any other anime series that also suffer from a lack of explanations? Let us know in the comments section below, and subscribe to Screen Rant for more awesome content. Thanks for watching.